Well, hello there, friends. Lindbergh Health and Fitness Motivation Podcast. And today we have another installment of More Energy. We're getting about ready to wind down on these More Energy episodes at the end of the month. And then we're going to move on to our next topic. But for today, I want to talk a little bit about water and dehydration, other things that dehydrate us. Because here's why. Because we know that being hydrated is an important part of our energy and having energy. And we know that without water, we will die. We will die a quick and painful death. Actually, we'll end up hallucinating and having other things that is awful, awful, awful. So, why did I go there? That was weird. Anyhow, okay. Energy. Couple of things about water I want you to remember and remind yourselves. These are things that we're like, oh yeah, I heard this before, but it's always good to be reminded, to keep it top of mind of why water is so important. So first of all, how much water do we need to drink? Okay, here's a little bit of data, and then we'll talk about some other stuff. The first thing is you need about, the rule of thumb is a half an ounce of water per pound that you weigh. So if you weigh, say, 200 pounds, your goal is 100 ounces of water a day. Now, that's a lot of water. Here's a couple things that change it, okay? How dry or hot your climate is, right? If you live in a really wet climate that's not hot and you live fairly sedentary lifestyle, you may not actually need as much water. So if you're saying, I don't need as much water, then how much water do you need? Okay. So I still want to stick to half an ounce per day of water, liquids, all liquids. We can count it a million different ways. When you look at the research and the data, it's like, you can count it all kinds of different ways, right? It gets complicated, but we're going to make it not so complicated here. So at minimum, at very, very, very minimum, we want to be drinking 40 ounces of water a day. That is not enough. That is not enough. But I know some of you out there, some of you have days where you only have a couple glasses of water in a day. So 16 ounces times 2 is what? 32 ounces of water in a day. Not enough. So if that's you, I guarantee you some of the issues you're having around energy, around feeling like the sky is falling down, feeling like you just have no oomph to do anything, maybe even feeling nauseous, maybe even just feeling like achy, like water. Okay, got to do that. Okay, so then the next piece you want to think about is your thirst, right? Drink to your thirst, they say. Drink to your thirst, they say. And I say, yes, but. Because some of us, because this is the podcast where we focus a lot on people who have chronic illnesses and other things, some of us are on meds where we are always thirsty because the meds make us thirsty. Okay, so thirst may not be your very best motivator or best guide if that is you, but if that is not you, thirst is a good thing. Next, here we go. Here's a fun fact for us. Fun fact, ladies and gentlemen. Being hydrated takes several days to build it up. So if you are realizing, oh my gosh, I'm a little headachy, I think I need to drink more water, then you can't just go and drink a gallon of water and be like, da, 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 now I am hydrated. It doesn't work that way. Imagine yourself, your body, the cells in your body, as a human being. We're kind of like a sponge, like a dry sponge, right? And you ever put a dry sponge in a sink and you just pour water right over it? That sponge doesn't immediately just suck it all up. It takes a little bit of time. The water has to seep in and get in through the different cells of that sponge. Now, we are not exactly like a sponge, but it's a great analogy to think of it. And so as you go to drink water and get hydrated, it takes several days to build up your hydration. This is why people who do running events, triathlons, marathons, they start really watching their hydration a couple of weeks before the event, a week in earnest, and the 3 days before the event, they are making darn sure they are not getting dehydrated at all. They're getting super hydrated because they know that what they drink the morning of that big race or that triathlon or that bike event, they know that that's like just kind of topping it off. And it really, if they haven't been hydrated beforehand, or if they thought, oh, I'm going to do a big carbo load with a bunch of wine and a couple of tequila shots the night before, and I'll just drink a lot of water the next morning, they know, that's not how it works. So that's our little tip for today. One we already know, but just need to be reminded of. So what are the science facts? What are those facts we're memorizing? How much water we want to drink. In the ballpark, a half an ounce per a pound you weigh on the scale. So a 150-pound person, you're going to look for 75 ounces of water in a day. A 300-pound person, you're going to look for, at least 100, 150. You're going to work for a lot more. Now, yes, water, water, water. And then the other one, fun fact number 2, it takes several days to get yourself hydrated. So here it is, Friday, the beginning of a weekend, the beginning of the bad habit. I'm going to drink this weekend and be dehydrated all weekend. Take that, turn it around 180 this weekend and say, you know what? I'm going to do an experiment. Instead of doing my usual, like going out and having several glasses of wine Friday night, more on Saturday night, and then trying to recover on Sunday, instead say, you know what? I'm going to skip that for one weekend. I'm going to hydrate and drink water instead. And I guarantee you, you're going to end up feeling so good, so much better, that you'll look back and say, wow, why did I have this other habit of drinking on weekends? Why did I have these other bad habits and yeah, I call them bad habits because, they're bad habits. Why did I do that? So try that this weekend. If that's you, if you're somebody who usually spends the weekends drinking and binging, try that, just swapping out for water, and see how you feel next Monday morning. You are going to have more energy. Woohoo! Alrighty, friends. Have yourself a great weekend. I will hopefully be back tomorrow on November 20th, Saturday, and we'll see you then. Alrighty. Bye-bye now. If you would like to get your health and fitness up and rolling, did you know that I do personal training that is either sometimes exercise or sometimes personal coaching? And we really help you, I help you get your health and fitness goals up and running, no matter how big and insurmountable it seems to you today. This is a safe place. This is a place where we help you. I help you love your life more. Head on over, couch2active.com. That's couch2active.com. See you there. Bye-bye.